What if I told you that 5 years ago, I wrote a book that has transformed thousands of lives around the world? To celebrate its 5-year anniversary, I'm going to share the real reason I wrote Transform Your Body, Transform Your Life, and why its message is more relevant now than ever. And as a thank you, I'll be giving away a few signed copies at the end of this video. So if you want one, make sure you stick around. This book was written to mark the beginning of a paradigm shift in the fitness industry. The biggest problem I saw back then, and still see now, is the obsession with quick fixes and short-term results. 4-week blitzes, 8-week shape-ups, 12-week transformations, they're everywhere. And while these can produce great results in the short term, the real question is, what happens next? What are you supposed to do once you get into shape? How do you turn a short-term win into a long-term transformation? That's where the idea for this book came from. It's not just about getting into the shape of your life, it's about learning how to stay there and continuing to improve over time. If you want to experience what thousands of others have with this blueprint, you can grab your copy of my book by clicking the link in the description below. Writing this book was a personal mission of mine. In my first decade in the industry, my career was split in two halves. I started out as a personal trainer back in 2010, laser focused on helping people get into the best shape possible. But everything changed in 2014 when I competed in my first bodybuilding show. 4 months into hard dieting got me into the best shape of my life. I won my first show, I felt on top of my world, but I wasn't prepared for what came next. A few months later, I experienced the dreaded rebound. I was in worse shape than when I started. I had no idea how to cope or what to do next. I was lost. That experience forced me to reflect. I realized that up until that point, all I cared about was getting into shape, for myself and for my clients. Once that classic after picture was taken, I saw it as job done. In the 2 years that followed, I slowly got myself back on track. But more importantly, I began to understand the difference between getting in shape and staying in shape. And it wasn't about the diet plan, the training program, or the supplement stack. For a long-term transformation, it needed to go deeper. It was about identity, behavior, and mindset. I discovered that being lean and healthy for life required a fundamental internal rewiring. It wasn't just about how you eat or how you train, it was about who you become. That's why I wrote this book. When I first started RNT in 2017, I formalized everything I learned into what we now call the 5 phases of the RNT transformation journey. It's a step-by-step process designed to help you get into the shape of your life and stay there for good. Since then, we've transformed thousands of busy professionals across the globe. These are real people, executives, entrepreneurs, doctors, who are fed up with the quick fix culture. They wanted sustainable results. They wanted to bridge the gap between a short-term change and a lifetime transformation. What's been cool is hearing people use the principles inside this book to create their own life-changing transformations. I even had one of our clients share how his brother used just the principles from the book without any coaching and lost nearly 50 kilos. That's the power of applying what's inside these pages. What's even more interesting is the common trend we've seen. Those who read the book first and then join the RNT Transformation Coaching Program tend to succeed at an incredible rate. Why? Because the foundations are set, the mindset, the structure, and the principles are already understood, and they come in ready to win. If you want to discover these principles for yourself, pick up your copy of Transform Your Body, Transform Your Life. It's not just a book, it's a blueprint, and the link is in the description below. What might surprise you is there's no diet plan or training program in this book. If you're looking for a 12-week quick fix, this isn't it. Any decent training or nutrition plan will work if done consistently. This book goes deeper. It shows you how to bridge the gap between that initial change and building a lifestyle solution that lasts. It tells you exactly what to do at every single stage of your journey and what's going to go through your head. This is my why. I wrote this book to stop you from making the same mistakes I made for years. It's my mission to help high performers use the physical as the vehicle to transform their entire lives. This book is part of that mission. And as you go through the 5 phases of the journey, you'll notice the benefits transcend the physical. You'll master your body, but you'll also rewire your behavior, your mindset, and your identity. You'll feel more confident, more focused, more in control. You'll perform better at work, in your relationships, and in every area of your life. You'll break the cycle of endless dieting and rebounding, and you'll unlock the discipline to push further in everything you do. This book will ask a lot of you. It'll force you to question your habits, confront your excuses, and develop a level of self-awareness that most people never reach. But if you're ready to make real change, this book will be your guide. If you're ready to transform your body, transform your life, it all starts here. It's been 5 years since this book was published, and in those 5 years, it's been the cornerstone of thousands of transformations around the world. If you've read it before, it might be time to revisit it with fresh eyes. And if you haven't, there's never been a better time to pick it up. And because it's the 5-year anniversary, I'm giving away a few signed copies to those who are ready to make a change. If you don't know how to get one, make sure you check the description and follow the steps. Real lasting transformation is timeless.